In every situation of life, it is important to keep the balance. Try it with the body scale. Hello everybody, this is Max from ROXX Functional Training, and I show you a bodyweight exercise. In the first place, it's a very coordination heavy exercise with a lot of stabilization. Especially in the core region, there is a lot of tension and a lot of reaction, because we are going into a situation where we are not balanced in the first place, so we have to make little movements to keep the balance. Additionally, I show you a few movements where you can incorporate the gluteus, the abductors, adductors, and you get a good exercise for all-around use. In this first version of the exercise, there's not a lot of visible movement going on. We try to find a body position where we can stabilize and keep in balance. There is actually a lot of movement going on, but they're very small movements, especially in the core and especially in the ab and adductors, to keep the body position I show you now. This is an exercise where we have to switch sides, because we choose one side to start with. I will demonstrate this exercise choosing my left leg being in contact with the floor and my right leg being the one which has to move. When we talk about the leg which is in contact, we have two ways of bringing it to the floor. One is you have a straight ankle, you have your knee, you have your shin, and you have the back of your foot in contact with the floor. The other version, and the other possible version, you have your knee, you have a bending ankle, and you have your front foot in contact. So you can try out both. I think like they are pretty much similar when it comes to how hard it is to do it, but I find it, when you do it a little longer, a little bit more comfortable when you do it with a straight ankle. You place your foot and your knee. Now you make sure you have a straight hip, activated glute, activated core. Your other leg, in this case my right one, is in a straight position, and we will try to get a balanced position with only this in contact to the floor. In order to do it, I have to shift my upper body to the sides and also keep a straight body position. So my lateral abdominals have to work for that. Especially it's almost like a side plank movement. So you bring it, you can use your arms and fix your view on one specific point. Makes it easier for the balance, and in this position you try to keep the balance. You can move your arms, you can use your ab and adductors to move your leg a little bit, to always find the new movement to keep the balance. No worries, if you lose the balance, you can either point with your foot, and also you can get a little correction here with your hand and try to feel the tension here, try to feel the movements which are going on to keep you in this position. In this progression of the exercise, we will bring in some movement. The movement itself, it's not that hard to do, but especially for the stabilization of the whole body, any kind of movement will make it harder to keep the balance, because the weight is different in all kinds of movements, so your body has to react a lot faster to keep the balance. The starting position is pretty much the same. You go into the straight hip position, activated core. My right leg is straight, and after I am in my starting position, I will try to bend my right leg in the hip and also in the knee, bring the knee to the front, and I will touch this knee. Easier way is I use my hand and go to the straight position. It gets harder and harder when you try to touch it with your elbow. So you can also do a version in between where you touch it with about halfway. So I will show you this one. Get into the balance position you used to know from the first version, and now you bend hip, knee, and also the hip in the standing leg. Get this contact and go into a straight position again. One more time. Now I show you the little harder version. I will use my elbow. Also one more time. Always a straight back. That's it. Try it out. When you have something like a balance pad at hand, you can increase the difficulty of this exercise a little bit more. Because of the even more unstable surface, the whole thing gets harder. So there is an intermediate version when you place your knee on the pad and you put your foot on the regular floor. It is a little bit harder than the version I used to show you, but it is not as hard as this version. When you straighten your ankle and you only place your shin and your knee on the surface, you are all on the pad, and that makes it even harder. So the movement is pretty much the same. I show you from the side, there you can see the hip, and now I will bend and straight back all the time and straight hip. Same thing. The harder version, I aim my elbow to get into contact, straight back again, and straight body position. So, try this out. I think this is a very danger-free exercise for almost everybody. You have no fast movements, especially in this exercise. It would be even better if you can perform this exercise in a very slow movement, because when you do it in a slow movement, the quality has to be even better. When you do it faster, you can sneak by some aspects, but slow movement is the way to go there. You can do lots of things where you can change certain things to make the exercise harder, to get a progression out of it. So when you have a group you want to train with that exercise, there are lots of ways. You can use your arms, getting it closer to the body. You can close your eyes, which makes it much harder to keep the balance. And you can go through those progressions which I showed you in the video. Have fun. I think this is a very beneficial exercise for all purposes. If you like the content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I will try my best to upload many other videos about mobility and about bodyweight exercises with and without tools. I have another channel which is called ROXX Box Workout. The link you will see below. There you can find box exercises with pads and also functional training combination. I hope you like that. Thank you all.